Good morning and welcome to another ACCELN Hangout. This morning it's a bit different. We're crossing live to the DLT conference where Roland is hanging out just outside an area where hopefully the keynote will begin soon. So hi Roland, how are you?
G'day Amanda, Roland here, and it's quite exciting. This is the middle of our DCTEV conference. There's a frenzy of baristas who are keeping teachers stocked up before the first section.
Got to love a Melbourne conference. Do you also have soup available throughout the day?
We have soup, and we've got a number of things that are happening. I've got here one of the CEO of the DLTV, Jodie. Yeah, here we are. You want to say hello, Jodie?
Hi Amanda, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you? Hope you're having fun.
Yeah, it's. I was in bed at 8:30 last night, but it's exhausting because we had 850 kids here on Thursday as well for the Digital Learning Showcase, which was a huge hit. So yesterday, and again today, I'll be in bed earlier tonight.
There's a lot of sleeping for the committee in between all the hard work. It's been a lot of fun. It's a fascinating venue. There's these huge skyways that connect. I don't know if you can see some of them from here, but there's this giant sky tunnels that kind of connect all of the skyscrapers in this building and also between the buildings. So you can take shortcuts if you know how to slip between the skyscrapers, and yeah, really quirky. I actually cut my teeth here as a teacher. I don't know if you can see it there, but there's a cream building, a brick building just through the glass there. Bottom floor was first year, second year, and then the top floor was third year chemistry. And there's a molecular hemoglobin I helped assemble when I was second year chemistry halfway up.
As you do. So this conference is actually a bit different from the one I went to last year, which was ICTEV. It's the combined organisation. So this is your first time working together and organising a conference as DLTV?
It is. It's a DLTV, Digital Learning Teaching Victoria. We bring together the best parts of the previous two groups. The ICTV ran a one-day winter workshop. That was the one that you came along to, and it was in an atrium. We had hot soup. We had this wonderful enclosed space where people kind of wrap around and you can break out to the various workshops. The Vita ran it at the Flemington Racecourse, and we'd be racing between the different levels of the building and having this look over a grand vista of the racecourse at Flemington. We bring the two together, so we've got these giant skyways and these skyscrapers. You can kind of have your grand vistas and your grand schemas and your wonderful atrium. The atrium's quite big. It's about, I think about 80 metres, about 50 metres high and wide, and we've got inside the trade show, being able to have lunch in this outdoor enclosed area.
Sounds really fascinating.
Giant glass marquee. Yeah.
What a lovely space you've got there. And I must give a quick hello to, we've got Chris Betcher, and Tina has joined us as well for our very brief kind of catch-up this morning. You've got a really interesting structure to this conference, and so you had the showcase with student work.
That's right.
How was that done on Thursday? That was really exciting.
The showcase on Monday gave us a chance to actually use the venue that we booked, running some activities with the kids, and they were hands-on too. So we had some of the Neo robots. Now robots, yeah. And they're from France, and these little robots can be programmed. And we had something that was actually programmed with Bruce Springsteen from one of his tracks, with the actual robots giving all of the heavy riffing and the playing in the background. And I just laughed when I saw some of the gestures that the robots were doing, which was mimicking what the band members often did to the people out on trying to climb up on the stage. We had also things to do with hacking, password breaking, security, and these are all activities which were designed to engage kids and make them think about ways they might find a career in IT. And brought together a lot of strategic partnerships that were formed with different groups in Melbourne.
And how did that then translate into the teacher event? Did teachers get to see that aspect of what the kids had created?
No, that was just something that we had an opportunity for teachers to bring their students in. I brought my class of students in and had a chance to do something with them to engage with some of the issues that I can now build on. When I take these partnerships, I've been able to get people who can now come back to my school and we add onto the activities that they've done. I reckon there's still some scope for many conferences to actually look at more of a student voice and bringing it in. And then I think next year that's something that we can explore on the Friday, where we can have maybe some of the students helping maybe organise a session or run it. But it'll be up to the organising committee. How we can think about that.
Yeah.
I'm getting a nod.
And I think there's lots we can learn from ACEC this year about that too. Indeed.
We've still got another day, and we're shouldering over a weekend. It makes it a bit easier. It's harder for some teachers to get time released to come to these kind of events, and by shouldering on a Friday and a Saturday means that at least on your own steam, if you don't get school released, then you can come down to the conference and join us for one day.
So how did yesterday go? Were there any standout professional learning moments for you, or things that were really exciting and quirky and interesting?
I think, for me, the way that the new digital technologies curriculum is going to hit on the national scale, we had a chance to talk about it. I'll give you a bit of a sneak peek here. You guys are going to see this a bit more. So I'll take you on a bit of a guided tour here. We're doing a Chris Betcher, yeah?
Hi.
Chris started this technique. And so what I've got here is the digital technologies curriculum. And these are some of the visualizations that we've got that help articulate how that can actually be used by different year levels in the classroom. What's important with it is it's going to be kicking in at a much younger age. So we've got here for years 5 and 6 algorithms, and it's explaining how we can actually design, modify, and use those diagrammatically. So a teacher who in the primary school might be able to use this one here, which is for years 3 and 4, or perhaps decomposition here at years 9 and 10. And by having some of the different teachers talk about the ways that they were implementing techniques for engaging with the digital curriculum at the various levels in the school, we're getting some actual, what's the word for it? We're getting some actual traction in making them think about how they can actually make a difference in the classroom by engaging with digital technologies. So we've got all these posters that we've put up.
Roland?
Yeah, we've only just released them today. Today's the big launch day, and they allow teachers in different schools across Australia to actually engage with these different topics. Following, describing, we've got an example, an infographic, a possible task example down here, and then we've got them each of the different year levels, and then there'll be some support material which we append to that. And we developed that, the DLTV, with some funding that we had from a seed grant from ACCE.
It's almost a shame that that wasn't done on a national scale, given their national learning outcomes. Because
we've agreed that this would be version 1.0. We've got a Creative Commons license on it, Chris, so we'd like to start adding on to this. We've only just got the ball rolling, I reckon. There's got to be more that we can add to this.
Yeah, it's interesting. I haven't heard of ICT in New South Wales doing anything like that. Maybe they are, and I don't know about it. But
And it was good. It wouldn't have been possible unless we'd actually had an opportunity to release some teachers to actually help develop this material and to make that kind of resource available. We drew together a lot of different threads that we've had.
Resources, like, can I download them?
Yes, they'll be downloadable. We'll be able to put them up on the ACCE website. And I'm hoping that people also give us some positive criticism, some ideas and things they'd like to do, what they'd like to add to it or change. That's why I said it's version 1.0.
Sounds good.
Now, Tina, how's your plans coming along for your conference?
I'm too scared to talk. Am I cutting up, or is this a little bit better?
You're much better now. Yeah, your connection dropped out just before we went broadcast, but it's okay now. We can hear you nice and clear.
Only because I changed devices. Hi, everybody. Yes, ACCE 2014 plans are going really well. At the moment, we are adding our social events, and so please, you'll see some social media shout-outs. Because along with the hard work, there's also the downtime where we're hoping people can tap into connecting after hours. Yes, it's not long to go now. This term is going to fly past, and yeah, we'd still love more people to come along. People are registering this term, which is great, so that's good to see. At the moment, we're getting our volunteers organised because they're really important as well. The kids are getting excited. Keynotes are communicating. Met Kathy over in America. She's excited. She can't wait to come. It's coming along.
Cool.
So,
I think another standout moment for me, Amanda, the cyber safety has been a big point at the here with the Roland Madeline Foundation, tying together a lot of the threads, building in an authentic student voice into that program. And there's also a good mention of the work that you've been doing. You're implementing the eSmart initiative too, aren't you?
We're only just starting. Yes, trying to enact whole school.
We're actually hoping to finish that off perhaps September, October this year. And I just floated the idea of a future hangout perhaps, Amanda, because you're at one end of the spectrum, I'm at the other, getting our eSmart accreditation, and perhaps talking to Brett Henley from the Alana Madeline Foundation about that kind of journey that we're both going through.
Absolutely. I actually met with Judy from eSmart and suggested a more close mentorship program with those that are beginning and those that are towards the end or have established status, just to, support each other through the journey, which would be really cool.
Champion. And guess who I met up with today? Yesterday. ABC Splash. See if you can remember.
Annabelle, lovely.
It was fantastic. She's got her crew here, and they're talking about the kind of work that the ABC team are doing. And Chris, I'm really impressed with the way that these. It's a media crew, obviously, being with the ABC Splash team. But what's amazing is that having some educators there, you can see the direction that they're taking and the questions they're asking and the way they're presenting their resources is all with that really good educational pedagogy, thinking about learning, how kids learn, what can they do to make a difference, and what can they do that they can do well, and perhaps is best be left for others to do. They're building a community around the ABC Splash site and around the team there, and I'm really pleased with the way Annabelle's kind of working. We had some good discussions about some new directions that they're thinking of taking the show and the work that they're doing. Making some connections with the kind of robotics work that Swinburne's noted for. So it was really good.
Cool.
And what has the use of social media been like at your DLTV event? I've noticed perhaps even some trending occurring on Twitter. How is that being used?
We decided together that we would take over Twitter in Australia, and we were trending for most of yesterday with DLTV 2014. So I think it's a Melbourne thing, Chris. Just everyone's grabbing their devices and just hitting furiously away, retweeting each other. I just so wish I had a bit more time. I could actually unpack some of the conversations that are happening, because I can only just dip my toe in the water every now and then. But it's been really good. We get these side discussions that are happening, people talking, even one of the presenters having trouble with his projector and had this flurry of support from some posts he put up. So not only can we use it for adjusting the air conditioning in Perth, we could also rally technical support with Twitter here. I haven't managed to follow the Facebook stuff. I just got enough of one social media channel. I'd like to do a bit more reflecting with the Google Plus stuff, because you can write a lot more than just a few lines, but there's only so much we can do.
That's good, though.
Yeah.
I'll be joining in today. I'll be
capturing the stuff. Oh, champion.
And what's that hashtag again, Roland?
Sorry? Oh, the hashtag is hash DLTV 2014. We had a minor crisis at the start when all of a sudden it began to fork off in two directions, and someone was punching out some newsletters talking about it as DLTV 14, but we finally managed to rally everybody under the one hashtag.
There's often that discussion about which is the true hashtag at the start of an event if you don't have it really well published. Hello.
John Pierce.
Hi, John.
You can't hear me probably because now we're open mic'd.
We can hear
How is it up
you.
there?
Probably not as cold up here as it is down there.
Oh, and
But also,
John, happy
Good day
birthday.
happy birthday, yay.
Happy birthday.
For me,
Yeah, isn't it your birthday?
oh, you're just a day early.
Oh, day
Ah.
early, sorry.
That's
Happy
all right.
almost birthday, yay.
Almost. Exactly. I'm impressed. I'm impressed that it's popping up in places. Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm getting really old.
John had a really good session today about,
Wise, not old, wise. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
yeah, John had a really good session yesterday about conceptual understanding. Here we go, trying to get you in frame. And that was good yesterday.
I did actually, except somebody piped up and wanted to know about caramelisation of toast.
Which was really good, Chris. You'd be pleased to hear that John was racing around the stage talking about intelligent
I'm
toasters.
intrigued.
He was so begging a red fork connection and talking toaster, and the puns were flying out thick and fast, quicker than he could come up with conceptual connections. I think you had to learn the whole toast analogy, didn't you?
Oh, we had to, look, I was scrambling to get out of it because it was just absolutely stretching my brain as far as, where starch goes and whatever and that. But it was good.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Very good, interesting discussion that came out of it.
So what are you guys looking forward to today in the program?
Oh, resting and recuperating, actually. I'm going to join in. There's actually a play space that's part of the program, which I'm supposed to be a part of yesterday, but I couldn't quite make it there.
That was good. That was a thing. You can make your own poetry with Lego.
Yeah,
I
you were
saw
saying.
some pics of that. That looked so cool.
And there's a funny game that I lost with the spoons and the rubber balls. And you should see there's a huge collection of retro.
Dance stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been telling everyone, if you find an old CRT monitor, make sure you go up and blow a huge raspberry at it. And what happens is you can't do it with LCD monitors. It won't work. Don't try.
That's right.
You just shatter on the screen. But blow a raspberry, and what happens is you get this flickering on the screen. It's really bizarre. And it's an optical illusion created by a resonance harmonic from your eyeball that's resonating and changing its shape. And if you can blow a raspberry at 60 hertz, then you should be able to get a really distinctive flicker. And so I'm encouraging everybody for homework to go and actually practice blowing 60 hertz raspberries at CRT monitors. Now, I had the kids do it at school because I had an old CRT monitor for the receptionist, and they'd stand outside the school reception and blow 60 hertz raspberries. It's a wonderful optical illusion, and you should see the face of the secretary when you do it.
You're a rebel.
They're causing some random chaos there.
Actually, that was really impressive, and I tweeted about it yesterday too. That the two major speakers both come from a science background. The only thing missing was Roland up there too as well, and that would have made the complete hat trick trio.
It would have been like, me, the cat out of Red Dwarf, wearing my cool jumpsuit. That was good fun.
Yeah, but it was emblematic of a number of things because the fact that you've got science teachers talking the ICT stuff is grand. However, the more tragic aspect of it all is that those same science teachers they get a little bit of recognition within the science teachers associations, but not the huge recognition that they should get. And that's a real concern. And talking to Britt afterwards and also to Adrian and that, that and I know Roland's been talking this sort of stuff. I've been talking this sort of stuff in the ASTA community and other science STAs and that sort of stuff, and it's still not really getting through. And that's a real concern.
That's a challenge, though, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Well, it's a challenge actually that Britain and I know I didn't go to Canasta this year. It cost you $1,000 to go to something that you go to, and you talk to people, and the people that you talk to usually say, "Wow, this is amazing." And this is, and I'm not saying I'm amazing, but I'm saying that the ideas
But you
are
are.
amazing. No, but what happens is though it doesn't penetrate through to the people who make the real decisions and that sort of stuff, and they're still hung up on all sorts of old models and things, and that's a real concern. That's real opportunity.
So do you think? Do you think the way that we run things is perhaps a bit too insular then? Like we're just talking to ourselves rather than talking to those that would benefit from thinking outside of their box, or maybe we need to think outside our boxes too and try and get ideas cross-fertilizing for more impact.
Perhaps that's part of the issue, but I think the bigger issue is it's the people who have the control, whatever it is, in the other areas are not the listeners. They simply continue.
Yeah.
With what's happening.
We've got to go shake that tree up.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's been shaken quite a bit. But God, it's shaking it from the trunk, and it's a big, thick trunk, and the leaves don't leave much.
Can I thank you? I'll let you get set up. And
no worries, guys.
Introduce Andrew here. Andrew,
go for it.
Hi, John.
Bye, John.
Bye. Bye.
I've got to try and avoid that backlight there, Chris. How bad is it?
Yeah, you can turn your camera 15 degrees to the right to be a lot better.
How's that?
15.6 would work better.
Harder than those all glass buildings with the light that's coming here. Andrew and I are going to be doing something this morning. There's a lovely colleague called Maggie Pinto, and yesterday actually talking with Andrew, we hadn't realised how interconnected our paths and lives have been. Maggie's been a wonderful contributor for the various lists and also for the various subjects here for teaching IT at a senior level. And sadly, she passed away this week. She lost a battle, and we had a funeral yesterday. Now, we were trying to look for a really respectful way to sign off. And I might just turn this camera around because I think otherwise we're looking like the mob squad. Yeah, come over here.
Much better.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Doesn't accept everything.
Oh, yeah. See my face, unfortunately.
So we were looking for a way of actually signing off and sort of saluting the organisation, the work she's done. Maggie's background was that she was very big of radios, and she was one of the first teachers.
She was the first teacher to make contact with the International Space Station and the Mir Station via radio and get the student involved. And that's about a 2-year process to even set that up.
She actually hooked her computer at home with a packet system with the actual computer on these space stations. And as a civilian, that's really impressive. And to just play with the technology and to make those connections and then bring the students on board. We tried to organise her for a hangout earlier, Amanda. It didn't quite work out with her health, but it'd be lovely to talk a little about her life later. But I'll just share you quickly before we wind up just something that we came up with as an idea for celebrating award. You would have seen some of the stuff I've done with electronics, and I've got here a Morse code signal generator that I've made for my students. It's a photocopy box with some circuits and some bits and pieces. We made this in woodwork. That's the switch, the Morse code generator. And I'll just put this thing up. It's modelled a little bit on what Titanic used. And my Morse code's a bit like the Titanic too. It's from the depths of my memory and very rusty. So here we go. Don't try to read that.
That wasn't one of us.
No. But we actually have a message that we've prepared in advance for Maggie. I'm surprised at how slow Morse code actually is as a transmission media. It doesn't have the sort of compression that you might have. And that's a message that we prepared in advance. We're going to be transmitting that. And you want to explain the second part?
So the second part is we've just brought in a little handheld unit here. It's software definable radio, actually. It'll allow us to do the transmission today. So we've been able to set that up. And it's actually on... Maggie did a lot of work with an organisation here called Gesthuizen, which does emergency communications. And we've actually got a national frequency. So we're actually going to be transmitting out on the national frequency to send the message out. Now, it'll only be a short burst, but it's quite able to be done. I'm quite happy to do it.
And we'll be doing that from the conference. That's a chance to say, come around the back here. we're hoping to send the message itself is saying thank you, Maggie. We miss you, and we wish you all. And anyway, just saying goodbye.
That's lovely.
That's such a beautiful tribute.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
the good thing is too is that all the things that Maggie would have really liked to hear. And, it's different from her IT, but it's definitely her background.
At her funeral, the kids mentioned that she'd grab her handheld HF radio and she'd duck out into the backyard and start talking to the nearest space station cosmonauts. So we thought that as a quirky educator who loves playing with technology, she'd appreciate that we're not going to have 60 seconds of silence. You know, we're going to have 30 seconds of Morse code.
Broadcast into space. Cool.
Thank you. I'll introduce you. Thanks very much, Andrew.
Thank you very much.
We're having a photo shoot here, so we have to pretend we're doing something here. We'll hold up that prop. Delegates are starting to move back into the main theatre here. I'll just have to start to wind in myself so we can get set up. Thanks for joining me this morning.
Thanks for letting us invade your pre-conference time. Hey, what's on the agenda today? What can we look forward to in the Twitter stream?
Gee, what do you reckon? I've got Paul Wright here as an education officer. He's a colleague at Melbourne High School. He's been helping out with photography. Hold up the camera. There we go.
Paul.
Mine's not as big, but size isn't everything they say here. My photo's better. What are we expecting in the Twitter stream today?
I don't know. We would.
What about the discussions, topics, flavours? I think Google's playing a really big part today. We've got a number of Google workshops and forums. I enjoyed that yesterday, Chris, with some of the primary schools that are getting traction with using it. I'm hoping to hear more from other teachers today. Yesterday we had a lot of technicians. It was International System Administrators Day yesterday, so I hope you all tweeted a friendly hello to your system administrator.
I feel remiss I did not, but I'm sure he knows we care.
It is Father's Day. I was going to leave this building probably with a yellow flag and a black ball on it to mark as a flag building in commemoration, but I wasn't going to. But I think that International System Administrators Day is a good event to celebrate.
Mm-hmm. I think the food will probably trend on Twitter today. The food was very good yesterday.
Brilliant. Food.
We've got Mary and Steve catering.
Oh, that's great.
They're very good.
And instead of just greasy finger food, this was really good munchies that you could sort of hoe into with, and not feel so guilty with the veggies. And yeah, I liked it. That was good.
Hey, I got to go and do some wandering around. So I'm very pleased to see you online. It's fabulous to see you there this morning.
Great to see you too. Keep up a good documentation of the event.
Yeah, thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks, mate.
Have a great day.
So there we go. Follow the Twitter stream. Love to have some of your thoughts and feedback. Retweet the things that are worth sharing, and I look forward to catching up with you guys. And Tina, I could appreciate the work that you've got on your plate with the ACCE National Conference. And I would encourage everybody, if you haven't registered yet, go ahead and register. And if you haven't followed it yet, start following. And if you haven't heard about it yet, I don't know what planet you're on. We'll all be talking about it.
And you'll get to meet people like us in real life.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's the big thing, isn't it, Chris? Because we get people from our rural areas, Albury, Wodonga, Mildura, and it's all very nice to sort of chat away, but boy, you can start to leverage stuff when you can have a real conversation with someone over a cup of coffee about setting up a chapter or re-engaging. It just revitalises everything that you're kind of doing.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's at Melbourne and Victoria. We consider rural anything that's about half a day's drive away. That's out in the sticks where we kind of abandon people in the mountains or the river or the mallee.
We won't talk about the size of
Queensland. Revitalising.
Yeah. But we're looking at forming some partnerships with ACT and South Australia, but I can't mention some of that, so stay tuned.
Okay. We will.
Fair enough. Well, thank you so much for joining us live from the DLTV conference. We hope you enjoy a fabulous day of festivities, and the rest of us will just have to follow along on the Twitter stream and other places and see what goodies we can get.
Thanks very much, everybody.
Roland.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.
See ya. Bye.